But lawmakers in Lagos State are not staff of the governor. We represent over 22 million Lagosians. Our loyalty should be to those people that we are representing, number one. Our loyalty should be to our party that give us a platform, a ticket to contest. That's our loyalty should be, not to the governor. Maybe the commissioners, the special advisors could be loyal to the governor, but not lawmakers. We have no reason. The executive arm is different. The legislative arm is different. The legislative arm represents over 20-something million Lagosians. And if there is anybody that they should be accountable to, is the people that elected them, not the governor. And that is why I would rather go back to my constituency, have a town hall meeting with them, ask them what they want, than go to the governor to say, okay, what do you want me to do?
Hello, viewers of Legit.ng TV. My name is Damilare Okola, and on this special interview with one of our top politicians here in Lagos State, talking about Honorable Oshun Moshood Olanrewaju, the Chairman House Committee on Public Accounts for States. We want to discuss briefly the situation we had last week in Lagos State, or recently in Lagos State, where a lot of people thought our governor, His Excellency Ambode, would be impeached by the State House of Assembly. So I want to speak with him to find out more details about this, what actually went down there on the floor of the chamber. So you're welcome on the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
So there was this frenzy over the past few weeks about the governor, a process where the governor, or which would have led to the impeachment of the governor. Was there? Can you shed more light on this for us?
Well, thank you very much. Really, it's surprising that everybody keeps talking about impeachment. Impeachment has a process, and nothing has been said. No process has been started. Nothing has been done. Members were talking about the appropriation bill, which we all know as the budget. Ordinarily, the law says under Section 121 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended by 1999, it says that the governor shall have cause to be laid a budget or a proposal before the House of Assembly before the end of the financial year. And that was what members were discussing, that this is a new year, the budget has not been laid, what is happening? And in the process, members spoke about how they see governance, members spoke about going against the law, going against the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And the governor was actually given a week to come and explain to members what happened. And that was it. But the country, the state went agog with people insinuating a process has been started, impeachment process has been started. Some even said he has been impeached. There's so many things flying about. But as far as I know, it was member looking at what the Constitution says and looking at if the governor has actually fulfilled that part of the Constitution. That was it. So, I'm not saying when the governor was asked to come and explain in 7 days, it could be anything. He could come and explain to us why the budget has not been laid. He could come and, I don't know. But as at the time members were talking, members were just talking about the section of the Constitution that says the governor shall prepare a budget and have cause to lay it before the end of the financial year, which will be 31st of December 2018.
Okay, but a lot of people thought there was a cold war brewing between the executive and the legislature.
Well, I don't know if it's a cold or hot war, but you see, we have three arms of government, and the legislative arm is meant to be like a police dog, a watchdog over the executive, and that's why the Constitution gives them an oversight function on the executive. It's just a way of protecting taxpayers' money, protecting Lagosians, making sure that nobody has absolute power, making sure that there's check and balance. And you know, there is no way, even when you have a kid and you say to your 13, 14-year-old son to come back before 6 o'clock in the evening, he's going to feel that you are trying to hold him down. So there's bound to be a bit of friction once in a while, but that friction does not mean we won't resolve it. That does not mean we won't disagree to agree. If you have a house that does all the bidding of the executive, we call them stooge. We call them a rubber stamp house. Now, when you now have a house that is doing its job as stipulated by the Constitution, you say they are fighting the executive. So what exactly do we want? We need to know, because if everything the executive says, we say yes, they say it's a stooge house, it's a rubber stamp house that is being controlled by the executive. Now, when you have a house that is asking questions, basic questions, you say, they are fighting, that's why they're asking questions. I don't think there's any Cold War. But from time to time, we disagree to agree. When they bring something, we'll look at it, we give them our own opinion, and we disagree to agree. So there's no Cold or Hot War anywhere.
Okay, over the weekend, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and some members of the Governor's Advisory Council met with the governor supposedly, and of course some members of the House of Assembly. Was it to resolve this impasse, or was it just that? Because after the meeting, we learned that Asiwaju said no more impeachment anywhere.
Well, like I said earlier on to you, see, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is our political father, is our godfather, is someone who has suffered a lot for the democracy we are enjoying in Nigeria today. So it's someone we all respect. It's someone that can, and again, you need to understand the fact that it's someone who is experienced, either in politics, in business. He's an experienced father, he's an experienced husband, he's an experienced politician. So he's a totality of everything. And when he calls the executive and legislative arm to say, look, what is happening? And we have the Governor's Advisory Council who were there, and all they were trying to do was to make sure that within the party we can speak with one voice. If there's any argument, we can settle it in a family way. It's the same way if you have two kids and they are fighting, as a father, you call them together and say, look, what happened? They tell you what they are part of the story, and you try to mediate among them. So that was what Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu did. And you need to understand the father again that he laid the foundation for what Lagos is today. He was the one that suffered, that built what Lagos is today. And nobody will build a mansion and watch it go down. So that's why he was concerned, and he feels that Lagos is... Other people, other states, other countries learn from Lagos, and we want to maintain that #1 position. And it's of very big importance to him to make sure that that #1 status does not slip away from us.
Okay, so I'm going to also ask this question because it is one of the things that we hear from time to time. People talk about that lawmakers in the House of Assembly right now are not so loyal to the governor, as it were. Maybe because, well, the APC primaries and all of that happened, that they are not so loyal to him as it were. Do you think this is true?
Well, lawmakers in Lagos State are not staff of the governor. So when you say loyal to him, I don't understand. Loyal to him in what sense? We represent over 22 million Lagosians. Our loyalty should be to those people that we are representing, #1. Our loyalty should be to our party that give us a platform, a ticket to contest. That's our reality should be, not to the governor. Maybe the commissioners, the special advisors could be loyal to the governor, but not lawmakers. We have no reason. The executive arm is different. The legislative arm is different. The legislative arm represents over 20-something million Lagosians. And if there is anybody that they should be accountable to, is the people that elected them, not the governor. And that is why I would rather go back to my constituency, have a town hall meeting with them, ask them what they want, than go to the governor to say, okay, what do you want me to do? I'm sure no lawmakers will go to the executive arm of government to say, what do you want me to do? But I'm indebted, my loyalty, my accountability is to my constituents. And that is why from time to time we do town hall meeting, we do stakeholders meeting, so we can interact with our constituents, the electorate, so that they can tell us what they want. We can tell them what we've been doing. So our loyalty is not to the governor. Okay. As a government, we should have the same focus, the same goal, so we work together. So we are interdependent on each other.
Okay, on a final note, a lot of laymen on the streets believe, because that's where I belong, the streets, the laymen out there, they believe that lawmakers have a lot of money. So much money that they feed fat, and then the people whom they are supposed to be speaking for are languishing in poverty.
Well, like you said, is a layman's belief. The perception is very wrong. Lawmakers are like any worker. The doctors, the lawyers, the nurses, the engineers, the architects, they work and collect salary, and they try to live within that salary. Obviously, salaries will be different. What a doctor collects as salary is not what a lawyer will collect. And so really, and everybody tries to live within their means, with the salary they collect. So for me, I don't know when you talk about living fat on, I don't understand it. But I know I have it. At the end of the month, Lagos State pays me my salary, and I try to live within my salary. I try to assist, I try to help as many people as I can, even within that salary. So lawmakers are even the one holding and maintaining the society, because when a doctor collects his salary, he goes home with his salary and spends it with his family. When a lawyer collects his family, he goes home with to send his salary with his family. But when a lawmaker collects his salary, he goes back to his constituents to assist them, to support different causes, to support different organizations, to support individuals who needed financial assistance. So at the end of the day, lawmaker is actually working for everybody, while other professions are working for their family.
If you were to come back to this life, that you always say that if you come back again, would you love to be a lawmaker, or maybe probably choose something else? Is it that stressful, or is it something you enjoyed?
It's very stressful, because if you want to be a good lawmaker, you must be ready and willing to do too many things at the same time. You must be a good reader. You must learn. You must be ready to learn. You must be able to learn from others. You must be able to learn from your environment. You are multitasking as a lawmaker. But because I enjoy helping people, I enjoy fighting for people, it's something I do enjoy. It could be very stressful at times. There are times I don't sleep more than 2 hours, 3 hours in a day. There are times I don't eat my breakfast till about 6, 7, 8 p.m. So it could be very stressful at times. But again, I'm enjoying it. So I would rather be a lawmaker than be an executive.